tuned in to my Love and Hip Hop ATL. Let's get it. Shawty recap. Here we go. So we start off with Stevie J. He's playing the piano, and it is like a huge house that he is living in. He calls it the White House. It has so many rooms that he can't even count. It's just like ridiculously large. And who is living there with him? None other than the Puerto Rican princess, aka his wife. Yes, she is now Mrs. Jordan, and she is loving the name. She is looking fabulous in her green dress. You know, y'all know I love me some Jocelyn. Yes, I do. I know she ratchet and everything, but what's the lesson that we learn from Jocelyn? Sometimes the side chicks actually do win. Sadly enough, but true. So Kirk and Rashida were up next, and we find out that they did have their little baby named Carter. It was one of those difficult types of pregnancies where Rashida, she said that she had to do a C-section, and I know, trust me, from the C-section, I had one of those. You have to be in the hospital for 3 days, as opposed to somebody who had natural childbirth. It's like easy breezy. But when you had a C-section, it's like, and you can't move. You're like on some crippled old lady type of movement. So it's not fun. It's not cool. So she had that, and on top of that, she also said she had pneumonia, so she was in a real bad state. It could be maybe because, I don't even know how old she is, but it could be maybe because she's up in age, or it could just be her body had a bad reaction to the whole labor and delivery. But she said that throughout the whole thing, that one person that was there was Kurt. So I guess he's kind of trying to get a little warmer. He's trying to get back on our good side, you know? Now we have Mimi. She says that her and Nico have been taping their little sexual escapades. And she's just free. She's so happy. She's doing things that she's never done before. In love. She is whipped by the ding-a-ling-thang-thang. Yes, she is. And she is loving it. But from what I've seen in the pictures, I'm thinking Stevie J had a little bit of a better package. I'm just saying. I mean, I didn't really see Nico's. I just seen like a little piece. But I don't know. I think Jocelyn kind of won in that department down there. I don't know. You guys tell me if you saw pictures. Alright, so now Waka Flocka, Waka Flocka Flame. I've been drinking. Nah, Waka Flocka. He is now in the scene. Him and his girl, or his fiance, her name is, I believe it was Tammy. She has like a nice little body. She got that Coke bottle type of thing going on. You go ahead, girl. She make them video girls say, that's your girl. You know, it is one of those types of things. She puts them a little bit to shame, you know, and I wouldn't see why he would need to cheat. I mean, I guess personality also comes into play, and plus greed. You know, he probably wants it from everywhere. So from what they were saying when they had their little conversation, they broke up, made back up, broke up. It's one of those ups and down roller coaster types of things. But she's like, she knows that he loves her because they both got matching tattoos. Ooh, what else says I love you like a tattoo? You can't get that off. You can't scrub it off. That means I love you, boo. Now, he says that he's a different man. He has changed. And she looks like she's ready. She's giving it another shot. She is his official fiance. They have been back on a few months, and she feels like she can now trust him because he's changed. He's different. Scrappy, he's moved on to something new. So now he has Bambi by his side. Y'all remember Bambi? I really want to like Bambi because I remember her from, she was in the show before. She was also in Love It, what was it, Basketball Wives. She was also in that, and she just seemed like she was like a down-to-earth, cool type of chick, you know what I mean? But I don't know, I just get the groupie vibe from her. I feel like she's going from show to show, trying to get herself out there, trying to get a show and a place for her to be. I don't know. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. So now she's fallen into the trap, the Scrappy trap, and I feel like you look like the type to watch reality shows, Bambi. Why is it that you're really falling in love with this man? Like, if anything, just go with the flow. What are you doing? She's all talking about some, oh, Well, we'll get into that. But yeah, there was a scene where she was like, oh, do you love me? And he's like, it's a little early for that. And she's just like, he's like, you love me? You know, answer a question with a question. That's, you know, that's how you got to take the heat off of yourself. So she's just like, yeah, I love you. I'm like, girl, it's only been a couple months. What you know? You love the money that he pouring out. Because you already know from when he was doing with Bucky Shea, how he was pouring out money. He was giving her money for this and that. But then again, didn't she say she was paying for stuff too? I don't know. It's a scandal, y'all. Scandal in Atlanta. Ariana, Erica, and Mimi, they're talking. And she tells her, well, she asked them about sex tapes, if they ever did anything like that. And I'm like, here we go. Let's find a way to segue this little sex tape scandal into it. And I just feel like that little scene was just like a whole load of bull crap. You know why I feel that way? Because I've seen tapes where she was just like, oh, I did it, and what? Like, she was on some defensive mode, like, oh, whatever. And I just feel like she's not really remorseful. She has no regrets. I mean, you're not supposed to live with regrets. But if you're going to play a part, be fully playing that part. You know, don't switch it up midway and try to act like you're the victim in the beginning. So they're like, oh no, like, you know, the girl is just like, nah. And then they asked her, so who has a copy of the tape? And she's like, well, we both do. She's like, you both do? Like, why would you give this man who, I mean, he didn't, you have a curse out match in the last season? Didn't he like do something with one of her friends or something along those lines? And she's gonna trust him to have a sex tape? Like, he went off on her. Don't you remember? He like spoke to her in such a derogatory type of way, and for her to be back with him, like, seriously, I think she's just trying to make sure she has a storyline so she can make sure she is relevant and in this season. So anyways, and now it's a competition. She's trying to outdo Stevie J and Jocelyn, the princess, the Puerto Rican princess. Stevie, she's trying to make sure she outdo them. They're like, oh no, like, why would you do this and everything like that. We move on to now the Puerto Rican princess and Stevie J. They're having a party because they're both Scorpios. They're both, and plus they want to celebrate, like, this is like their post-wedding celebration. Jocelyn, she also wants to make sure she gets the real deal. She wants the real wedding with the nice veil. You know, she wants it all done up. She wants a big white dress because they actually did it in the courthouse. I guess she probably pressured him. They got it done real quick. Boom, bam, boom. And they wanted to do it like that. But now she's like, hold up. Like, I feel like I've been cheated. I've been shortchanged. I need everything, you know? So she's about to get that. He's like, you know, we got to wait a little time for that or whatever. I guess he wants to make sure the finances is right. She says she saw a nice dress for a good price, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna get what she wants, because Jocelyn always gets what she wants. You know, she got him wrapped around her little finger, even though he doesn't want to admit it. He does, and he loves the challenge. You know, she's like a little caliente firecracker. Yes, sí, señorita, she is, and that's what he loves about her. That's what fuels him. That's what gets him excited. So Ariana then asks Mimi if she would feel any type of way if she were to go to the party. So they're like, you know, we got your back. We gonna watch. So that's what her and Erica are saying. They going so they can be like little spies, little detectives, and get all the 411. Mimi, I heard her mention something about a poll. And it just so happens that when Ariana and Erica go to this event for Stevie J and Jocelyn, you know, to celebrate their birthday, their Scorpio birthdays, they come bringing out a poll. At first, Jocelyn was liking it and everything, but then when she found out it was from Mimi, she's just like, no. Like, she storms off. She gets pissed because it's kind of messed up, because they were asking her a whole bunch of questions about when they got married. And, you know, you're going to somebody's birthday. This is a time where you're supposed to be celebrating, not trying to bring somebody down, find out, and get all up in their business. I feel like if they wanted to know so much, they could have waited until a different day to ask these types of questions. It was really tactless, and it wasn't cute for them to be doing it at that time. Alright, so now we move on to Tammy. She meets up with Rashida and Waka Flocka's mother. And now it all makes sense. Now I see why Waka Flocka is now in this. It's because his mama was up in there. She had several different scenes in the last season where she was in there, because remember, she was the manager. She was trying to be the manager for Rashida. So I guess somehow she made some kind of deal and got her son up in there getting that money too. Getting that love and hip hop money. So they're both trying to convince Rashida that she should take Kurt back, because Kurt is always there for her. He's the one who's gonna be down for her. And Tammy, since she's been up and down and getting this boy back, she feels like Rashida should do the same thing because they have history together. But I'm like, did they not see the last season? Because I know I saw it. Y'all saw it too, right? Because he straight up disrespected her, not even in the privacy of their own home. No, no, no. He did it on national TV where everybody can see that he was a scumbucket. It's like, you know, if you're gonna do it on the low. But no, he did it out in the open for all eyes to be watching. And it wasn't even with one woman. It was two of them. Please. I mean, that's on another level of forgiveness. And I don't know if Rashida is capable of doing it. And if she is, I don't know if it's the wisest decision for her to do. But right now they are coexisting. He did have an argument with her mother because her mother was kissing the baby on the lips. And he was saying, like, but instead of doing it the right way, the way that he said it to the mother was, I don't know where your lips have been, and you're putting your old germs with the baby's germs, and it's not. I mean, in a sense, honestly, he's right, because there are so many things nowadays that can be transmitted, which they're learning nowadays. I feel like they're just doing more research. That's why they're finding out. Like whooping cough and some tetanus something. And I remember the other day they was telling me in the doctor's office that there's a shot that if you have little kids, it's called tetanus something, where you won't be able to transmit your germs to them and cause them to get sick. So he is right in a sense, but the way he was saying it, his delivery was very poor. It was just like attacking her. And she's just like, well, I'ma just do it, just not in front of you. You're not making it any better because you're wrong too. You're not supposed to be putting your nasty little germs all over the baby. But once again, there's a way to say everything. And because he doesn't like her because she was down for her daughter when he was trying to come at her daughter crazy, that's why they're having these types of petty little arguments. Alright, so now Nico, he meets up with his lady, with Miss Mimi, and he tells her that he has some bad news to break to her. You know, he brought her to dinner and everything, or it was at lunch, but he has bad news. The camera, which they use to do the do on camera, get down and funky and dirty, it has ended up in the hands of media takeout. Somebody has taken it, and he's like, you know what, let's just try to capitalize off of this. This is the only way we can make this work. Let's make some money off of this, girl. You better act like you know. Come on, you could be a star, girl. So Mimi just instantly starts tearing up. But this part too, it's just like, it kind of baffles me, because I've seen where she just seemed like she had no remorse. She didn't care. She made her bed, she's lying in it, rolling around in the green, and just having a darn good time while she's doing it. But here, I don't know. And plus, she said that they both had copies of the tape. How is it now on camera, unless they was filming some more? That's the only way that could kind of make sense, where it was on the camera that got stolen, or a camera that got taken, or whatever. I don't know. It just doesn't add up too well to me. Like, I know that 1 + 1 = 2, but when it starts equaling like 29, it's like, what? What is going on? You know what I mean? Now, Mama D is there with Bambi and her son. You know, they're sitting on their little throne and everything, and she tells Bambi that he doesn't have all his eggs in one basket, pretty much saying that he does what he wants to do. And she also tells Bambi that she heard that she's been whoring around the town. Well, that's what she was telling Scrappy, that she's been whoring around the town and she has other men. So once again, Mama D is making a mess out of Scrappy's relationship. I think that she just wants him to herself, maybe she's so used to him being around her, depending on her, asking her for advice, things like that, that she doesn't want to let him go when she sees that he might be getting a little serious with someone. But at the end of the day, she kind of was telling the truth from the little clips that we've seen. He does have another girl on the side. Like, he's not laying all his beans in one basket. His eggs in one basket. So that makes Bambi start to feel insecure. When they meet up together after they leave Mama D, she's like, oh, let me see your phone. She's like, oh, did you not think I was going to come at this time? Like, she's asking him the 21 question scenario, asking each and every question that a wife or a girlfriend that is jealous or that has a feeling that you're doing something wrong would ask. And he's kind of like combating it, and that's when she started telling him about the whole love situation, and he kind of like blew it off. Alright, so now, when they were having the party and everything, Jocelyn, she just ended up leaving the party because she's just like, that's pretty much it. But yeah, those were pretty much the highlights of this episode. It looks like it's going to be a crazy season, so I'm definitely looking forward to reviewing this with you guys. Be sure to check out the links down below to my other channel where I do recaps just like this each and every, like almost every day, as well as the Beamly app where I have different rooms that I talk in, as well as the Love and Hip Hop. Even though I don't run that room, I do talk in there, and I might change that. I might just run that one as well since I talk so much on there. But yeah, be sure to check out those links down below as well. Okay, guys? Alright, be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I will see you in the next one. Laters.